This is Green Kenobi here with part 4 of What If Deku was a cyborg Octoling. We see Deku and his Octolings walk in to the building where they were meeting the person. They walk in and see a man covered head to toe by a cloak. The man says, "Do you have the money?" "Yes." He gestures one of the Octolings to place a briefcase on the table. He places the briefcase on the table. "Open it." Octoling 7 opens the briefcase, revealing several wads of money. "Is that all?" Deku says. "Yes." He hands over the briefcase with the information from my island. And then it said, "It's a pleasure doing business with you." He walks off. Deku grabs the briefcase, and him and his Octolings leave. But as they get in the car, he says, "Octoling 5, set it off." As he says this, we go to the other side of the building. There's a kaboom. The case of money had bomb in it, killing the man when it went off. "Was that a wise idea, sir?" "Yes. We don't want anyone to know of this, that we have this information, so even the supplier shouldn't be around." "Smart move, sir. We don't want the heroes to find us or discover us." "What's in the briefcase, sir?" He opens the briefcase, and it had some very detailed information off quirks and all that, but nothing to his satisfaction until he finds a page called "Discontinued, Failed Project." Deku looks at it and says, "This could be useful." Then we switch over to Deku's base. Comment down below what should I call Deku's base. If not, just let me know what you think I should call it. We go to C, who is training some of the Octolings. Octoling 9, "Do not let your guard down in a match." Octoling 8, "Make sure to attack every vitable opportunity you have. You can't let an opportunity go to waste." That's saying as you don't want to have the fight end so quickly. But in some cases you need fights to end quickly and not take time. "Sorry, sir. I'll make sure to do better." "It's fine. Just remember to fix your mistakes." As he's telling the other Octolings he's training, Scarlet comes in. "See, I need to talk to you." "One moment, Scarlet." Octoling 6, "Yes, sir? I need you to do a check around the facility. Make sure everything's running smoothly." "Sure thing. What do you need, Scarlet?" "I've been hearing talk lately amongst people around the streets. People are planning to riot." "No, we can't let the people around here riot. That could lead to heroes coming here." "I agree with you, Scarlet. But we can't really do anything about it. I say we try to talk some sense into them. We have some of the gangs around here to stop them. That is a smart idea. Or we could try to convince them. But we need someone we can trust that isn't really connected with us. To do so, we'll have to find somebody." "And are you sure the boss would be okay with us doing this?" "I'm pretty sure he would. As long as we don't reveal ourselves, we should be fine." "Do you have any idea who we can ask to help with the problem?" "Actually, I do." I has gathered enough information and all that, and has gone a fan favorite within the area. Spoken to a lot of people here. We'll ask her to calm down the residents here. Do you think that's a wise decision? I is our information gatherer. Well, she's the only one that's really people know around here. And the best way to calm people down would be her, since most of the people around here know her. Fair point. So we will ask her. Yes. Any other information you wanted to tell me? Yes. The boss went to gather some information. Something about from Island. Something that could be interesting or useful for benefits in the future. Interesting. What about the machine? I know he's been working on it hard. He says it's almost complete. Yes, but he's been working on it for what? 5, 6 years? Maybe 7? Yes, but he's been doing all this work and putting all the time in it. And he says it's close to completion. There's just one problem with it that he has to fix. And that's mostly just working around the updates and all the stuff he's put into it. So basically, just processing. Oh. Although, I wonder who he may give a name next. What do you mean, see? Well, you know he gives us names, right? He plans to make plenty more of us, I know that. But I think he's trying to give the ones that names a high ranking, as in like us as leaders. Yes, I know. For the most part, me, you, and I have been helping pull around and talking to the other Octolings. We're the one with the most experience, after all. Of course. But now Silver has been added to the rank. Do you think the boss is going to add some more with names? Maybe in due time, my friend. But let's just focus on the now, shall we? Of course. Well, I should get back to training the other Octolings. They've probably enjoyed their 10-minute break. Yeah, you do that. I'm just gonna take a look around some more. Maybe finish up that Jeep I've been working on. Sure thing. They part their separate ways. And Scarlet goes back to what he was doing, and C goes back to training some of the other Octolings. We cut to Silver. Silver is currently with Octoling 10. And they're currently looking for this person called Eraserhead. Silver, I know I was assigned to come with you, but what exactly are we doing? Simple. We're looking for a hero. I was told to gather as much information on him as possible. Seriously? I thought we dealt with all the heroes that were part of Alpha's death. We did. Or the others have done. But this one is for future plans the boss may have already made. Oh, I see. But it's pretty odd for us to spy on a hero that the boss doesn't have interest in. Like, for the most part, we've been keeping tabs on some of the top 10 heroes, making sure they don't come into our area or try to do anything. Just basically keeping tabs on them. Yes, because the top 10 are dangerous. Knowing their location at all times is a top priority. Making sure they don't find us. That's why we keep tabs on them. Eraserhead, with his quirk, will not really be a threat to us. But his combat skill and his knowledge is what the boss is worried about. He's no idiot. He knows if something's amiss. That's why he assigned us to spy on him for a bit. Alright. I understand, Silver. They start looking for Eraserhead until they come upon him beating up some thugs. Where is your boss? I don't know. The boss always moves locations. I don't know. Eraserhead drops the thug. Another dead end. Aizawa was trying to find a criminal underlord that keeps slipping by his fingers, never telling his men where he was located, which makes him getting away a whole lot easier. But maybe in due time, you'll catch him. It seems like this hero is trying to take every advantage he has to track down this criminal underlord. Yes, I can see that. And he's making sure to retrace his steps to make sure where he missed some information. As Silver says this, Aizawa then looks in their direction. Silver grabs Octoling 4's head and slams it to the ground, with her lowering her head as well, just narrowly avoiding Aizawa's gaze. That was close. What was that for, Silver? Eraserhead nearly saw us. We go to Eraserhead. I thought I saw something. As he says this, a few cop cars and another hero arrives to take away the thugs. Thank you for your help, Eraserhead. Just doing my job. Aizawa keeps his eyes on the rooftop where Silver and Octoling 4 were for a few minutes before he walks away. That was close. Too close. I still don't like that you slammed my head into the ground, Silver. It's either that or we get busted. Fair point. Now let's go report this back. I will definitely have to be wary of him when I get into UA. For Octoling 10 did not hear that, because he was already sending a report back to Scarlet of what they were up to. Silver and Octoling 10 make their way back, but on the way back, they notice someone. The same person Deku had saved. Mina. She was currently walking with Kirishima. Silver looks at them. So those are the applicants for next year. Huh. At least someone would be the only mutation type person in the exams. Silver says. Now we go to Deku, who has arrived back at his base. It's good to be back. When Deku and Octoling 4 walked into the building, they were meted by I, what do I owe the pleasure? Oh. Sorry, sir. I was just wondering how your meeting went. It went splendidly. No evidence of the meetup was found, or will be found. The person we met up with has been dealt with. No trace of him will be left. As expected. But what information did you find? That is a story for another time. I noticed that Deku was trying to keep the information he had gotten from the briefcase secret, but for purposes unknown. Deku then goes to his office and lays down the briefcase, before then walking out and going underground. He goes to a hidden elevator, going deeper underground, where it shows a full-on replica of a street and some buildings. He walks to a field that was built under there, and there is a tombstone with Alpha's name on it. I hope you're resting, Alpha. I have found and eliminated most of your killers, or people responsible for your death. I really hope you're happy wherever you are. It's been a hard time putting this all together. It may take time before my goals will be achieved, but when I do, us mutation types shall finally have a place to call home. Deku looks at the ceiling of the underground area he's in. Thinking, finally, when this is done, this will be a great place to stay safe. For you people that don't know this underground area, basically it's in case of an attack. They could create it in case their base was discovered and they need to hide. Deku goes back to the elevator and goes up and goes back to his office and asks one of the Octolings he saw on the way to do something. The Octoling gladly did it, but what he's doing is not entirely known. Deku had then went back to his office, and he sat there and started working on a device. This device was on the shades that he had made a few years ago. He was working on them even more. Not just only adding the communication, but also having them video feed on the shades to report back any information for him to learn. As he's working on this, he then gets a knock on the door, where Silver comes in. Sir, yes. Deku puts down the shade he was working on and the tools he was working with. I was spying on the Eraserhead like you asked me to. He is as cunning as you thought, and he is no slouch. I'll have to be careful and to work on my acting for when I get into UA. That's good to know. But I think I should stay low for when I'm in UA from y'all, to make sure not to arouse suspicion. I'm fine with that, as long as you report every once in a while. I have no problems with it. But how was your adventure in the meeting you went to? It was nice. We had got what we came for, and left. What was it about? It was just some information from Island. Some not so useful, and some very interesting. But for the most part, there was only one information in the briefcase that I took interest in. I see. I was wondering about the machine. I know you're planning to make more Octolings, but why isn't it complete? I thought you said it was mostly done. It is. I can make a few Octolings at a time now. But I'm still working on the completion of it. It takes a whole lot of process and power. The whole reason I was having trouble making more Octolings because I didn't have the power. That's why I'm thinking of having some people go to the nearby power plant. Isn't that risky, though? Sending some people to the power plant. We'll send one. I'll send a few to a low-grade power plant to make sure they don't rouse suspicion of the heroes. And they wouldn't mind a bit of power missing after all. They have so much of it. How could they not? Ah, I see, sir. You may leave. Silver leaves. Deku goes back on working on the device. Times have changed. As Deku then stops working on the device and realizes how much the Octolings that he had named have grown. Scarlet was more of a leader and more courageous than when he was first made. C was more brutal and more cunning. But now he's a bit softer to the other Octolings. I was not really social with the others, but now she's social with Scarlet and I. He noticed the growth of the Octolings he's created, and he smiles. Truly, I've outdone myself, making people that I can rely on. And that's where we'll end part 4. I hope you like and subscribe.